So I want to talk to my friend on the other end who is currently working in a field, currently working in an industry, currently clocking in 9 to 5, currently reporting time on a time card. I want to talk to my friend who, for whatever reason, you put in overtime hours. Overtime hours, you do more than what is called or required of you to do. And your pay, come on, your payroll doesn't equate to the amount of time, effort, and energy you have put in to this line of work. I want to speak to you today. See, the Bible, Samuel chapter 15, verse 22, go read it for yourself, says obedience is better than sacrifice. That's the Bible. Samuel chapter 15 verse 22 says obedience is better than sacrifice. I want to talk to the individual who is currently working in a field that the pay doesn't equal the time, effort, and energy that you put in. That is for my stay-at-home moms, for my teachers, my educators. That's for my self-employed persons, my business owners. That's for people even in corporate America. You have put in a number of hours every week and the pay does not coincide. That's for my customer service reps. That's for every person that puts in time, effort, and energy, and the pay is so low. The pay is non-existent. I want to take you to Samuel chapter 15, verse 22. The Bible says obedience is better than sacrifice. You see, you have been called to be a stay-at-home mom. That's a whole calling. You have been called to teach in the classroom. That is a divine calling. You have been called to customer service, guest relations. You have been called to the industry that you're currently in, but the pay doesn't support or provide for your bills. Like the pay is so low and doesn't even compare to the amount of work that you put in, that when you go to pay your bills are like, your bills are like laughing at you for even attempting to pay your bills with that amount of money. Okay, who am I talking to? This is like a real conversation. The Bible says obedience is better than sacrifice. I am a living witness that obedience is better than sacrifice. You see, I have been called to education. I have been called to be a teacher, right? I know for a fact that I am fulfilling the call and the destiny that God has placed on my life. I am fulfilling the assignment. A couple years ago, hear me, I walked away from my call. I walked away from my call because I said, I am too talented. I have too many degrees. I have too much sense to be in this classroom teaching. I do. I literally said that and walked away from teaching. I don't know who I'm speaking to right now, but I walked away from the field of education, even though God called me to teach. Hear me. God called me to teach. And when God calls you to something, when God has assigned you to something, God will provide. My God. I'm a living witness. I am here today to tell you, when God has called you to something, not something that man has placed on you, when God has given you assignment, I don't care what the task is. I don't care what the pay is. I don't care what the salary is. When God has called you to something, God will provide. What am I saying to you? I am saying to you that it is better to obey. That's the message for today. Obedience is better than sacrifice. Hear me. Stop following the trends. Stop getting on the latest bandwagon. Stop listening to other people. Stop listening to the lies. Obedience is better than sacrifice. You better do what God has called you to do. God will provide. That's all. That's all. That's the message for today. Obedience is better than sacrifice, and God will provide.